Thomas Mulholland, father! Right on! And you, Martin Luther, Winston Fairchild.
Co się tutaj robi? What are you doing here?
Mam misję. Mandy Stephanopoulos, what the hell are you playing at, eh?
Co się tam dzieje? Skąd ona się tam wzięła?
Your dad's climbing the walls.
Zatrzymaj ją tam.
Come on,
Nie
come
wchodziła.
on out of there. Come on.
Skąd ona wzięła się tam? Kto ją tam puścił?
Okay, get your bag.
Idź no Joseph, co tam takiego?
Right.
Patrz, jaki tam ona jest. Zatrzymaj ją tam.
Really, girl? In a lifeboat? Hardly original, was it?
America's going to let me into his cabin when we got to sea.
No kidding.
Hey, Mandy, where do you go?
She's going home to her family, my son.
I ain't your goddamn son. Mandy, I'll talk to Skipper. I'll pay for you.
All right, Mandy. Now, step aside. This child's only 15, and I'm taking her home.
We talk to Skipper. Stay out of this, Mr. Priest.
Come along, Mandy.
Elio Roma, kako carici! Canapé da l'escolo! Kako carici!
Father, how can I thank you? You saved my baby Mandy. My God, I'm gonna kill that little trollop.
My son, she was led astray. Nothing of that.
Miller told you they would get married. He says that when you're at sea, the captain can marry you as long as you're over 12.
I'll kill him.
I think I broke his jaw. Hey, this is delicious. You using spices?
A bit of green pepper and lemon. Father, I don't listen to gossip, but word is you're a betting man, right? Never down the shop. You like a wager, yes? Only integrated lady, Newmarket, 310. You know, my Rita's brother is a jockey.
He's an apprentice, Dad.
An apprentice?
He's an apprentice jockey. Anyway, this geezer he works for.
The trainer?
The trainer. They've got a scheme to swap jockeys at last minute for integrated lady. Goes like a rocket with one particular jockey. He never read him except in training.
One particular jockey?
And the word is, Father Francis, he can't bloody lose.
310, eh?
Speaking personal, I'm putting a monkey on. But the word is stum because we don't want the odds to change much from 33 to 1.
33 to 1?
Rita's brother reckons he'll win by at least 3 lengths.
Can I just use your phone?
Bye, darling. See you at 6.
That's sweetheart. Boy, you come in. Look after your mum, he's a good boy.
Okay, bye, Dad.
Bye, love.
Boy!
Did you remember to get a lettuce?
Sure, an iceberg or one of those big floppy ones?
Iceberg. You'll forget.
I won't.
I might be late.
God bless you both.
I believe you phoned in a wager.
Yeah, a bit of a flutter, Sam, you know, a harmless indulgence.
100 each way. We're talking major investment. You could have a piece of North Sea gas for that.
Yeah, I'm quietly confident.
Without this bet, you owe me 714 quid.
Yeah, I know. I'm paying it back.
3 quid a week? Do me a favour, Father. I've got staff to pay.
Well, how about you know, if you take the bet and I'll square up with you, you know, the lot either way, eh?
900 odd nicker. Where are you going to find that?
That's a bit of pay.
I'll give you 10 to 1.
Bracket, the odds are 33.
Not with me, Dad.
Dad, one go. Look, I'll just break even.
Father, I'm saving you from yourself. You'd only go and gamble it. If your bishop knew.
15.
12, and that's it.
I was going to put it towards the mission, you know, the extra 1,300.
I'm not a bleeding charity.
12. Right, so be it.
But if you lose, I'll want the whole 900 and 14 pounds. I mean, really want it. You understand?
Yeah.
I can't leave the vehicle! I don't believe this. What? I can't leave the vehicle. Challenge now by Integrated Lady. Integrated Lady in third place, closing fast. Banker's Heart and Fly's Eye neck and neck. Integrated Lady challenging the leaders. Banker's Heart and Integrated Lady. In the last half furlong, what a race. Integrated Lady from Banker's Heart, the odds-on favourite. Come on! Integrated Lady gets the nose in front and Integrated Lady's down and Banker's Heart has the race handed to him. 3 lengths ahead of Fly's Eye. Then Gallows Gate and Mr. McCorper. 4 Integrated Ladies just lying there.
Oh, Jesus. What a terrible thing.
Oh, it's the luck of the game, Flora. Luck of the game. Seaman's mission, Father Kane. By St. Teresa, the little fishes, Sammy. You don't waste much time, do you? Yeah, you'll get the lot. You're all £914. Yep. Today.
Open the door, Peter. Get stuffed. Shooter. You don't rob banks my side of the river.
You get a cut. Jake will see to it.
Take it back.
What are you, mate? Bleeding stoned or what?
Drive the nice ambulance back to the nice bank, and I'll be following behind with your brother here. You mess around, he gets a Columban necktie. So do it.
Choose a long wooden box, pal. You're an obituary.
Now, count it, love.
Well, well, Father. This is a surprise.
I pay my debts, Sammy.
Looks like trouble, boss.
They wouldn't dare.
Daniel, my boy.
What's the matter, Ma?
My time's up, Daniel. The old ticker's had enough.
No. We'll see you, all right? We'll get you a transplant.
Sadly, I'm 74. I'm cashing them in. Did you get the Noonan boys?
Sure.
Did you make them pay back the money?
Just like you told me, Ma.
That means war.
Looks like it.
Go to it, son. Destroy him.
Or maybe they'll call a truce. This can't go on forever.
Destroy him. That's a good boy. And don't forget to...
Don't forget what, Ma? She's croaked it, boss. Not a moment too soon, Ginge. The old girl would have brought rivers of blood to the streets of London. It's her favourite saying. Rivers of blood. Bless you, Ma. Good Lord took you just in time.
What's up?
Your strongbox has been broken open.
Oh.
Nothing left but the rosary. God help us.
I understand you've got a note of the contents.
Yeah. Sundry foreign currency, one gent's signet ring, and 4 pawn shop receipts. Also my own cash flow for expenses and helping out the poor. Oh. Thank God for that. Means a lot to me, this.
How much... Thank you, Mrs. Riley. How much currency?
Say 880 quid at today's rate of exchange.
I hear Nick the Greek had a hot tip for Newmarket today.
Integrated lady.
How'd it do?
Heart attack.
Something on it?
Small flutter.
Father. Excuse me, could you just wait outside, thanks?
Right, you are, Skip.
How much do you owe Sammy Jansen?
Not a thing. Just paid it back.
Bit of bleeding coincidence, if you'll forgive the expression.
I didn't take it.
You know what they usually say next?
What?
Little nest egg someplace.
Yeah, hidden in one of the barges, actually.
In a barge?
In our family, we hid our cash well. It's a habit I grew up with.
Look, we all have our weaknesses. With you, Father, it's the GGs, or the dogs, or whether one drop of rain's going to beat another one down the window. Oh, yeah, Chinese Johnny told me all about that. So let's be frank, Francis. You were in a tight spot. Sammy Jansen's an evil finger, demanded money with menaces, I've no doubt. So, noon tomorrow, money back in here, or bring me another suspect.
About fingerprints?
We'll go through the motions, but motive's the first thing I look for, Father. And Sammy Jansen threatening to break one's legs is a very good motive in my book.
Who's on the Southwark Bank job?
We are, Gov. Me and the Oxford graduate.
Item of interest? Old Mark Kane shuffled off this mortal coil?
Who made the hit, Chief? Special branch?
God. God made the hit.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's 11 months since my last confession.
You know any part of it is very saying, dear man. How have you sinned, my son?
I did something wrong, Father. And someone else has got the blame.
Then you must own up and clear your neighbour.
Can't, Father. They put me inside. I can't do any more stir.
What was your sin?
Sin of theft.
What did you steal?
Promise you won't throw your dolly out the pram.
Look, I'm your confessor in the eyes of God, Walter. I mean, my son. Rage has no part in this sacrament.
It was me that robbed your vestry.
You little weasel. Give it back.
You go too, Lolly.
My son, you must return the money.
I can't, Father. I used it as a down payment on a van. You told me to get a job, and I have, but I need the van, and Eileen's pregnant again, and, oh, you know. Oh, and thanks for the tip about the pushchair. Tommy and Mulholland let us have it for a £5.
In that case, my son, you must confess your crime to the law.
I can't do any more time. I've got so much previous, it'd be a 5 stretch. I can't do any more.
Well, how about an anonymous letter? You see, my son, they think I did it.
For this and all my other sins, I'm really sorry. Listen, Father, I'm dead sorry, but I've got to keep my head down. Can you give me absolution?
Oh, yes. It's not for me to deny you that. Trust in God's mercy and love, and for your penance, say 200 Hail Marys. Seaman's mission, Father Kip. Danny? Huh. What would stir you to phone me, eh? The ruddy white sheep of the family.
Smell, Frank. She's passed away.
Daniel Peter Kane. Danny to his muckers. And that nice husband of Carol to his yuppie neighbours in up-and-coming Rotherhithe. Form as follows. 3 years armed robbery 9 years ago. 8 years conspiracy to rob 1982. Freed on appeal.
Judge concerned, now retired to Acapulco.
Not that one is inferring anything at all.
He's a nasty monkey. Enforcer for the Paradise Mob. Old man was Hatchet Jack Kane. Glaswegian menace came to the smoke just after the war.
What war was that, Daddy?
Nothing like the war Jack Kane waged. To carve himself a territory from Dartford to Waterloo.
Hatchet Jack died in '59.
Violently, I presume?
In the arms of a waitress from the local British Legion. Precisely what they were doing in the Palace Hotel Brighton was never fully established. Certainly not in the presence of the Dragon Lady herself.
Mark Kane ruled the Paradise mob till yesterday.
Rod of proverbial iron. Fell off her perch, still in harness.
Ran the whole, and I quote from our colleagues in C11, minor gangland empire from a little office above the Ramona Dance Hall in Paradise Street.
So, the question is, how long before Danny makes a mistake? For I want him, gents. Let's put this naughty boy up the steps. Questions?
Yes, miss. Can I sit next to you in the van? It was Daisy's turn today, but he's at Carter Street Nick.
What am I doing here? Why did I go to Oxford? Could have been a diplomat or a brain surgeon.
You could have been a movie star, Gov. D.S. Cooper said so. Didn't you, Tommy?
Danny, what are you doing?
It's Mal's favourite tune.
We can hardly play that at the funeral.
I've been reading your curriculum vitae. Quite fascinating. From the East End of London, Amateur Boxing Association, middleweight champion, into the church, excellent degree, and then a descending scale of appointments until finally here you are, servicing a Docklands mission.
Someone has to do it.
Francis. The horses, the poker games. I'm all for a touch of character, and which of us is not frail?
Bishop, I've paid off my bookie's bill. I'll go straight.
Listen. You're a good man. Father McKay was saying only the other day you remind him of that rogue of a priest in the Canterbury Tales.
I'm not au fait with Chaucer.
And our heart is full of forgiveness for this one weakness. But, Francis, the mere fact that a policeman can quite reasonably suspect you of criminal action, just too much for the order to tolerate. It isn't as if this is the first time that you've been the subject of a criminal complaint or investigation.
Yeah, but each time I was found innocent, Your Grace. One was self-defense, and the other one, well, look, I didn't know the bike was stolen, or I never would have ridden it around in broad daylight.
This brings me much grief to say it, Father Francis. We require you to give up the mission.
Give her up?
It's a decision not likely taken. But in these times, with the media hungry for blood, we feel you should take some leave.
Leave?
Ponder your vocation.
What about the Wallies that don't even believe? Can't you make a start on them?
Unfortunately, simple faith has never been a prerequisite for high church office. Take a few days to sort out your affairs. I should like you out of the mission by Friday. How are you off for funds? Francis?
Oh, I've still got a few quid left. I'll be gone by tonight. I have to go to London.
Something pleasant?
Funeral.
Dear me. Might one inquire?
An old lady that I used to know quite well. Don't put a ponce into the mission. It needs a simple man.
Okay.
who I said the king lies. Let's get it cold. Open wide, it comes big as throat. He's never gonna sing another note. People can pray and people can hope, but they'll never hear the voice big as throat again.
Noonan just came in.
Check it outside. How many handed?
Sam Simpson in a carry.
Carrying?
I couldn't say. Noonan's in the hall. Who's outside? Okay. Send Andy around the back. We don't want any of them jokers with matches and gasoline cans.
Fire?
If you made me take the money back, I just blacked. I'd set your dance all on fire.
Peter?
Danny, to what do we owe the pleasure? I heard about your ma.
Yeah?
I've come down to offer our condolences.
That's handsome of you.
When's the funeral?
Friday, usual cemetery.
Me and my brother will be there to pay our last respects, if that's kosher with you.
I would appreciate it.
One family to another, Danny. But after the funeral, it's business as usual.
It's your decision.
We've got things to equalise. One family to another.
Thanks, boys. After the funeral.
River's up.
Don't say it. Joe, we got a business to run. Maybe I should talk to Noonan's boss.
Fingers their stung. Noonan wants retribution.
I'm going to set up a meet. This ain't Chicago.
British Rail apologise for the late arrival of the 7:35 from Liverpool, Clyde Street.
What are you going to do with 6 packets of chicken wings, Ron?
Don't ask, Miss Campbell. Hey, I'm not used to meeting my coppers in a supermarket.
No, well, I'm not a fellow, am I? Nor a devotee of Damon Runyon. All those meats in betting shops and boozers. Just a wee bit sub-fast for my taste.
Yeah, but you pay good, eh?
Of course I do. Need all the edge I can get.
Well, the subject is Danny and the Paradise Club.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, Peter Noonan pays him an every visit.
J'écoute.
Do what?
Go on.
They parlay at the bar. Good Christ, the friction. You could have cut it with a chainsaw.
And?
Then they left.
Ronald, it might surprise you to know that I knew that already. Give me back my son.
I reckon it's on account of Danny forcing the Noonans to take that money back to the bank.
What money? What bank?
Southwark.
Oh, that bank.
Danny Kane only ambushes a team, right? The Noonans, and forces them to return the pig in loot. Shooters were in evidence.
Trifle public-spirited?
You don't work my side of the river, says Danny. Naughty boy. Slap your wrist. Well, I reckon that was the reason for the, confrontation.
How's Danny taking his mother's death?
Grief tinged with relief is the word. Danny's more modern, right? He'll shove if pushed, otherwise he's no Al Capone.
Suppose you want to score for that? Oh, and Ronald, don't forget to pay for it.
We'll cater for about 50.
Buffet?
Trestle tables, it's a sit-down job. Sherry and whiskey at the start, white Australian and red Spanish wine. I like them.
Funeral procession could move off from here, Mr. Kane. Do a lovely lying-in state. I mean, we owe her that much. Business she put our way.
We can't do that. Friday's audition for the worst band contest.
Worst band?
It's tradition. Twice a year we have the worst band night. I like that. Was her answer to the locals' complaints about the music.
Frank.
Danny. So, how are you feeling?
Sad, but not suicidal. No, I'd changed over the years.
I went back down the old homestead, down Kandahar Street.
Is it still there? No, they were pulling it down.
It's all boarded up. Where's the old lady lying?
Hospital. They got facilities. 8 years, eh, Frank? Where did they all go?
You keeping out of bother?
Sure.
So why have you got a Danny parked out there, Daniel, eh? A couple of techs keeping up on this place.
A Danny?
Oh, come on, you know what a Danny is, an unmarked police car, nondescript vehicle.
Where'd you get all this terminology from? You a priest and all.
Licence suspended. Answer the question.
Oh, no, Bo, I don't know. Parking tickets, probably.
Oh, do me a favour.
What do you mean? Licence suspended. It's a bit strong, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the order I belong to is pretty strict.
Oh, choir boys is all right, but gambling, forget it.
It's strict and straight. You're out of order. Look, there is the Danny, Daniel. Well, I could have fought it and won, but they made it difficult. And there are many ways to do the Lord's work.
Oh, so you still haven't given up on that, then?
Vocation is for life, Danny.
Well, can I still buy you a beer?
Why, hey, you better believe it. And is that right?
Honest to God, Francis, Mars sank Jack Skelton into the Paradise Club. Rock and roll nights, Glen Miller revival, disco fever.
You strapped the Derby and Jones on Wednesday afternoon?
We did not. We also kept the all-day Sunday talent contest, big attraction.
You kept the talent contest?
Well, it's tradition, isn't it?
And what sort of living do you make?
We got by.
And is that it?
Let God judge me, Frank.
You little liar, Danny. You never could lie to me, could you, you lying git?
I'm surprised, Peter.
Why is that, Eddie?
Well, us and the boys going to Mark Kane's funeral.
Got to be seen, my son.
Honour among thieves, right?
Got to be seen by the lily. Got to be seen to be in the clear when Danny boy gets his...
Gets his what, Pete?
He looks a bit lived in for a priest.
Well, he has lived.
I was still, Danny.
Boxing champion at 19, run away from home, joined the Foreign Legion, taken prisoner in Indochina. Algiers would lay Para back home and into early orders.
Was he awfully sad?
About Ma's death? Nah, it's always difficult to know what Frank's thinking.
About being unfrocked.
Asked to leave, there's a difference, he says.
And so is he still a priest, or isn't he?
As much as he ever was, I think, is the answer to that. Now to Tarragon, or not to Tarragon, that's the big decision.
There you go, darling. Go and get your pyjamas on. Mummy will bath you in the morning. I want a bath now. Listen, it's been a long day, please. Go on, Betty bye-byes. Mummy will come up and read you a story.
Isn't she a little petal?
Terry, upstairs, bed.
Night, kids.
Danny, is there going to be ructions at work?
Over what?
Well, in television news about that bank job, the reports talked about a gang war. Rivers of blood, he said.
Oh, don't tell me she's put out a press release.
What?
So what's that got to do with the Paradise Club?
Danny, you can talk to me, you know. I'm not a dumb blonde. Oh, what's keeping Frank? And why do you have to go out anyway?
He said he wanted to look round the old neighbourhood. Yeah, well, I think I let it simmer for 40 minutes. He should be back by then.
I'm not dumb.
Listen, darling, walls have ears, and what you don't know about won't hurt you. And now Ma's gone to the big syndicate in the sky, everything's going to be strictly legit.
Oh, Danny. Really?
I knew it needed more Tarragon.
Walter, down the Sierra.
Good morning, Peter. I see your grasp of Italian is still as strong as ever, eh?
Anything you need? Any equipment?
No, nothing. Just do you walk your client past to me. All right, pal.
Goodbye, Mr. Kane. Goodbye, sir. Give me a ring if there's anything more I can do for you.
Yeah, will do. I'm sorry it's taken Ma's death to bring us together, mate.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. God rest her.
She was right pleased about you being a priest.
Just as well she didn't live to see me as I am now, eh?
Yeah, shot would have killed her. Oh, steady up. It's the William.
Morning, Danny.
Miss Campbell.
Sorry to intrude on your grief.
But you've a few questions.
That's right. Hello. You're Frank?
I'm Mr. Kane.
Right. I'd like to ask you about one Walter Stephen McKeith, currently residing care of Her Majesty's Prison Strangeways.
What's the question?
He's known to you?
When was he nicked?
Last night in Manchester. You knew he was on the run.
I did not.
But you knew he's an habitual criminal.
What is the question?
Well, he's got 18 months to do. Remission's dead on account he escaped 2 years ago. He's been charged with resisting arrest, and he's asked for considerations.
And?
One such consideration is breaking and entering your vestry and theft of £800-odd.
Frank, that's great.
He admitted that?
So Liverpool CID would like to know, would you be prepared to give evidence for the Crown?
Such as?
Confirm the amount stolen, identify sundry items.
No.
They can force you.
The matter's closed. I lost my parish through it.
Ah, Detective Sergeant Grace, Liverpool CID, says, would you phone the Bishop? He's got good news for you.
No kidding. Can you, pass on a message to said Bishop?
I can try.
Ecclesiastes 4, verse 16.
Just that?
Yep, just that.
You going to be a good influence on your brother, Frank?
I won't be around long enough.
Maybe that's a shame. Danny, you know I mean to have you.
I don't think the wife would approve.
Terrifically witty, but you'll get catched. We've just upgraded you to target criminal. We know about the Noonan caper. A shot was fired. Just you wait. It's down the steps for you, Danny. We're patient, nothing personal, but you're for the Ville.
Rosie, you're terrific when you're angry.
I'm sorry about your mother's death, but the gloves are off. The sword of Damocles hangs merely by a thread. Ecclesiastes 4, verse 16. I'll pass it on. Oh, and don't get involved with him. I hear you're a good man.
I think she fancies you.
Well, it's good news about the vestry job. Looks like all's been forgiven. And what does that Ecclesiastes lark mean, anyway?
Go forth and multiply.
Frank, you should swallow your pride and go back.
No, I've lost my authority. All the folks on the docks know all about my gambling debts and me getting the heave.
You should go back.
Think of the conditions that impose. No. A man's got his pride.
A priest would swallow it.
Exactly.
Ask the kids for a minute, will you?
Yeah, sure. Okay, here we go. Whee!
What's the problem?
Danny? The reef.
This is funny.
Yeah, hilarious, isn't it? Whee!
I wanted a great reef of orchids. But Jake, the boss, says your old lady hated orchids.
Can you stop it now? Uncle Francis is just feeling a tiny bit queasy.
Much obliged. I'll make it carnations.
It's not as if Dorothy doesn't understand me.
No, of course not, I'm sure. Cheers.
Bottoms up. Only a senior man like me at the yard, sometimes I wish I had a really good chum in the job.
A soulmate.
Exactly.
Someone you could relax with, talk to about work, cases.
You know, you're absolutely right.
What about AC Crime?
AC Crime?
He's in exactly the same predicament, told me so himself.
When?
A couple of nights ago, when I came off the squash court, there he was. Poor man seemed desperate to find someone to take to dinner, let his hair down with. I'm sure you two would get on well together. Shall I mention it?
No. I'll just bite on the bullet and soldier on.
Could be wise.
Oh, Scarlet Pimpernel. Must have a word. Excuse me, Rosie.
Of course.
Know where you are with him?
Done with considerable aplomb, if I may make so bold.
Frank. Mr. Kane.
You really are after Danny, aren't you?
Frank, he's a villain. Serious crime, armed robbery, protection. Your late mamma was czarina of all villainy from Dartford Tunnel to Lambeth Walk. That's his inheritance.
Have you ever heard of Walter Traficante, a.k.a. Snake Hips Shuggy?
No.
He's a Glasgow man with family in New York and Palermo. He's a hitman, contract killer. Never been inside, not even a parking ticket against him.
You know this, how?
I've been around.
For a priest?
I've been around. Today, at 11:07, I saw him being walked past his next victim.
Who is?
My kid brother, Danny.
How can you be sure?
Well, why else would Pete Noonan meet Danny in a kid's playground on the south side? You know what he said he wanted? What sort of flowers should he send for the funeral?
Jesus.
Yes, Jesus. So, you want Danny's collar, I want him to reform, and may the best man win. But there's a feather in your cap. If you nail a top mechanic on the job, if you'll pardon the expression.
And do Noonan et sea for conspiracy?
You don't want anyone wasting your target criminal, do you?
You any idea how, when?
Well, ask yourself where. Where would Noonan's mob be with an alibi? And where would the message be driven home most publicly? I hope the Lord forgives you, Ma. Speaking personal, I find it hard.
So long, Ma. A bit of a job to clear up after you.
What's the game, Frank?
Sorry. I tripped.
Peter Albert Noonan.
As if you didn't know.
I'm arresting you and taking you into custody for questioning about a serious crime.
What's all that about it?
Oh, it's beyond me, Danny.
Daniel, I am sorry. I missed the actual interment.
Ma, I wouldn't have expected anything else, Max. Frank, Max Wahlberg, family solicitor, always late but always beats the DPP.
Glad to meet you.
Francis, Ma was always on about you. I finally found the will.
I didn't know it was lost.
Perfectly straightforward last will and testament. Shall we meet in my office first thing Monday?
Shall we just cut the pizzazz, Max? Let us have the gist.
Yeah, well, it's quite simple, really. She left a lot to Frank. No cash, actually. Just a dance hall. The Paradise Club.
And there'll be more from the Paradise Club at the same time, 9:30 next Tuesday evening.